13 years of Sandwich Public Schools down to this right now, this day. We'll wreck some more homes in a minute. I'd like to thank everyone who's been a part of this, Dr. Boris, so many more people, sports ball, especially George Zimmerangus, my greatest friend, and that one, Duck Sauce. Duck Sauce.
I've done it without you guys.
Feels great to be graduating. Quick shout out to Riley Fleming, Zach Zola, Noah J. Godet, Yas Armian, Joey Baldwin, Gabe Rodriguez. Gang. Zach Zola, did I say Zach Zola? I did, yeah. Gang.
Hello, everyone. Would everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Good morning, welcome, and to honor the title of my position today, salutations. Today I greet you as the Sandwich High School class of 2017. Your friends, families, teachers, and peers will soon greet you as the newest members of society. From this group of people will come tomorrow's engineers, politicians, military members, teachers, doctors, parents, and informed citizens. When we leave here today, we hold a certain level of responsibility on our shoulders. Regardless of our future plans, we will all have the ability to be factors of change. Our voices can be heard, and we have an obligation to our communities and the world to be a part of a responsible change. Before I begin, I would like to recognize a few groups. First, thank you to my brothers, Sam and Brendan, for always exposing me to friendly competition and as well as giving me honest and unapologetic life lessons that you can't quite get anywhere else than from older brothers. And finally, thank you to my parents for showing me that being goal-oriented is never something to apologize for, as well as for providing myself and my brothers the resources and support to succeed in every endeavor we take on. As we leave school today for the last time, we have the chance to start over. We leave behind sports teams, clubs, or social groups, and along with them go our high school labels, which do not necessarily define who we will become in the future. We will be able to explore who we are in the years to come, but we must remain true to our identities. And that may be a challenge to find at first. To quote Mr. Antolini from The Catcher in the Rye, a book that has tremendously impacted my identity as a young adult, you're going to have to find out where you want to go, and then you've got to start going there. He's made my next point quite simple for me. Each and every one of us has a path, and from those who know where they are going, those paths are diverse, ambitious, and honorable. For plenty of us, myself included in a small way, the future is a murky mess of possibilities. But one day we will each find out where to go. And I hope that the lessons of pride, performance, respect, integrity, dedication, and excellence will follow you on your path. Do not forget how to be humble and pragmatic. Listen to your peers and learn how to take criticism from experts in your field. Our world is changing more rapidly than ever, and our generation will become responsible for taking care of each other and for the global community. I hope that you do not leave here today and forget what it means to be young, ambitious, and vulnerable. Our images, careers, locations, and ideas may change, but the identities we will soon discover will always be a part of us. We have to remember the feeling of being the youngest class in a high school, as well as the feeling of having to work hard for something that may not come naturally for us. In 4 years, when many of us will be graduating from college, remember how to ask for help. When you're 25, bored, and yearning to travel the world, remember to call your mother and rediscover the meaning of home. When you're 75, retired, remember to be empathetic to young people and allow for them to grow and fall. If we forget what it means to feel like right now, as young people on the cusp of the future, we will never be grounded in reality and rather lose our identities and our paths. Thank you all for an amazing 4 years. It was a pleasure to watch each of us grow and evolve throughout school, and I know that tomorrow will be bright for all of us graduating today. Congratulations, and let your futures commence.
Members of the school committee, selectmen, town officials, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2017. Welcome to the Sandwich High School graduation ceremony. Being that this is my first graduation as your new superintendent, you can imagine what an honor it is for me to wish you well as you move on to the next stage of your lives. But before I start my remarks, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that today is also graduation day from someone else here. As you all know, Dr. Boris is retiring, and this will be her last graduation at Sandwich High School. Of course, Dr. Boris, you are welcome to come back to all future graduations, but it will be nice to be able to sit on that side and not have to worry about everything all week. You have given many years to this school and have seen many changes in your time here. I just wanted to publicly acknowledge the efforts you have put in and to wish you well as you head into this next phase of your life. As I have gotten to really know you over this past year, I can say with certainty you will not be sitting around watching the daisies grow. You have more energy than anyone in this crowd, and I have faith that you will continue doing something that will fulfill you. So we wish you luck. At the time I was pondering what I wanted to say to you, the class of 2017, I had seen that the DeConto family had arranged to have one of the last pieces of metal from the New York City's World Trade Center's Twin Towers brought to Sandwich to complete the brick walkway, the ring of stone pillars, and the benches surrounding the flagpole. As you know, this stadium is named in honor of Captain Gerald DeConto, who lost his life in the Pentagon on 9/11. When I was reading the article in the Enterprise, it brought me back to that fateful day, and all the feelings and memories surrounding it once again emerged. One thing that I vividly remember from that tragic day was that the country all came together. We were instantly unified in our shock, pain, and anger, and it felt good to know that we were all there for each other. We were all in it together. Many things have changed over the past 15 years, and to me, the most disheartening thing is that our country is no longer as united as we were back then. We are in a time that we do not know how to have civil discourse, we can't tell who is speaking the truth, and we are certainly divided politically more than ever before. But it's not just in the political arena. Too often we see it in our daily lives as well. But I have so much hope in you, in your generation, that you will be the ones who can change the course this country is taking. What will it take, though? What will you need to do to help be the change that this country needs? What advice can I possibly give you that will help? There is an expectation that the speakers you'll have here today are supposed to impart words of wisdom, and that you will listen and hopefully digest these words so much that it will change your lives. I don't know how well I will do that, but I do want to share with you my thoughts and what I think will help as you move on. And then if something registers with you today, I will be wildly successful. Now, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but I recently turned 50. I'm sure there are some of you in the crowd who are in my new fun club. The good thing about turning 50 or having any big birthday is that it provides you with an awesome opportunity to reflect. So I thought I would share with you some lessons that I have learned over my last 50 years. First, appreciate the value of the friendships you have today. Yeah, you will go off to college, to work, and to the service, but this will always be your home. And these friends will always be your hometown friends. If you value the friends you have right now, then when times get tough, and they most certainly will over the course of your life, you will be able to reach out to the friends you're sitting with today. They will be the ones who have known you the longest, and they will be there for you in your time of need. You can't just replicate this with someone you meet later in life. I am lucky in that my best friends to this day are the girls that I played basketball with all those years in high school. As we were all turning 50 this year, we recently went away for a long weekend. I can't tell you how much that trip meant to me. So take the time to nurture these friendships. I promise you, you'll never regret it. Second, don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong. We all make mistakes. Too often people are not willing to simply admit they made a mistake. They make excuses or blame others instead. Making mistakes is part of life. It's okay to fail at something. Failing is how we learn. It is how you respond to that mistake that makes it important. As Henry Ford once said, failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Going hand in hand with admitting when you're wrong is that you also need to always be honest. Too often we see that people simply lie to get through anything. Your character is determined by the trustworthiness of your word. There is an anonymous saying that says, the greatest advantage of speaking the truth is that you don't have to remember what you said. It gets hard to remember all the falsehoods, so sticking with the truth is the best way to go. If we follow what we learned in kindergarten, that honesty is the best policy, we'll be so much better off. I would also tell you to spend more time communicating with each other. As a society, we are slowly losing the art of conversation, especially when we don't agree with others' points of views. As a matter of fact, it has gotten so bad that Starbucks recently offered free coffee to people who would agree to sit down and talk with somebody with different political views. Imagine that. Free coffee as coercion to talk with people and be civil. This needs to change. We need your generation to be the one that brings civil discourse back. Be okay that someone might have a different opinion than yours. Take that opportunity to learn from that person. Just because we don't always agree doesn't mean we don't have to respect each other. My final piece of advice involves something that has become such a piece of our world, but in a positive thing, but often brings out the worst in us: social media. I can't imagine a time in our future where it won't be a part of our lives in some form, but I urge you to think about how important it is in your life and how much it rules your entire life. I was out to dinner recently, and I looked over and I saw a table of 5 women. Every single one of them had their phones out doing something on social media, whether it be texting, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or whatever else you're into now. We can never keep up with you. All I could think was, you were out with your friends, and you were spending your whole time communicating with somebody not sitting at the table. I go back to that first bit of advice. Value your friends. If you're spending your time and money to be out with friends, don't spend that time ignoring them just to text or be on social media. This is true for all of us. Enjoy the people you're with. Look them in the eye and just talk. You will never regret that time. While I'm on the social media advice, I urge you to think about what you're posting. While it's easy to sit back behind a keyboard and type anything you want, please think about the consequences of what your posts say. Will it hurt someone? Does it make you look bad? What is the purpose of what you're posting? Will it accomplish what you really want? As administrators, we see this too often. I go back to a saying I heard from someone a long time ago to use as a point of reference anytime you post something. How would your grandmother feel if she read what you were posting? I think of that all the time. Would my grandmother be proud of what I'm writing? If you answer that honestly and the answer is no, then it's probably something you shouldn't be posting. So I've shared with you some important lessons that I've learned and lived by. After watching you throughout this past year, I have full confidence that you are the group that can help change the course of this country. I have seen how you care for people, how you have given your time to help mentor our younger students, and how you have created clubs like MVP to speak out against violence in our society. If there's a group that cares enough, it's you. So I ask you to be present, to communicate more with your friends and family, to be kind to each other, live your life honestly, and think about what you are posting on social media. If you do these simple things, I truly believe you will add positive change to our community, our country, and the world. So as you move over to the flagpole after the ceremony to toss your caps, I ask you to think about Captain DeConto, the Blue Knight pride that I am sure he had while serving our country, and the values he learned while a student here at Sandwich High School. If you can take that with you today and remember it always, you will make us all very proud. Thank you, and good luck, class of 2017.
Good morning, parents, relatives, faculty, administrators, and of course, the class of 2017. Today is an exciting day for all, but to me, I think it is the best day for parents. This day marks the countdown of what you all think of doing when your kids leave in a couple months. Turning their bedroom into a home office. And yes, my dad is working on that already. On a more serious note, it is my honor to be addressing you today as we celebrate the success of this class. I would like to thank Dr. Boris, Dr. Gould, Mr. Tarski, Mrs. Wagner, Mrs. Carlisle, Ms. Kinchla, Mr. Conto, and Mrs. Melanson for making all this possible. Without your diligence and hard work throughout the year, I'm not sure if we would have made it to this day in one piece. To Mrs. Donahue, Miss Carl, and Mrs. Lewis, none of what we have done over the past couple of years could have been possible without the help of you three. I cannot extend my gratitude enough for getting the opportunity as a class officer to work with such fine, intelligent people. On behalf of the entire class, I thank you for everything you have done. 13 years ago, we began our journey through the Sandwich school system. Before we even made it to school on the first day of kindergarten, we had to be walked to the bus stop by our parents, where tears were shed and thousands of pictures were taken. That afternoon, uptown and downtown CVS were stormed with those images of our cute little faces. And sometime soon, if they haven't already, our parents will break out those pictures and remind us of how much of a pain we were and how much of a pain we still are. Today we should take a moment to thank our parents for sticking these years out with us, no matter what we put them through. On September 3rd, 2013, the class of 2017 walked into Sandwich High School with an open mind of what was going to come in the next 4 years. Luckily, we have made it through such instances as the clock epidemic, Wi-Fi troubles, and the daily debate on what day it was. Now we enter a life full of new challenges, such as how to balance a checkbook and how to stop my mom from crying as I get through this speech. But really, high school wasn't as bad as we may have made it out to be. We actually made it through some of the easiest times in our lives. I like to think of high school like a Spotify free trial. High school is like a free trial on education, except once you're done with it, they say, "All right, that'll be $50,000 to continue." Before we started high school, each one of us attended freshman orientation in August of 2013. Throughout the entire night, and I think we can all still attest to this today, there was a phrase that really stuck with the students: get involved. Sandwich High School offered us so many extracurricular opportunities to get involved through roughly 25 clubs and 23 sports teams among boys and girls. The class of 2017 has taken full advantage of these opportunities, so whether it was seeing Sam Whittle hit the game-winning shot on senior night, watching the girls' cross-country team win the ACL for the first time, or listening to the powerful Sandwich Soul win dozens of awards over our 4 years, it is clear that we, as a class, have made our mark on Sandwich High School. Everyone should be proud of what they've achieved. The good thing about graduation is that we get to wear these funny-looking hats that make our brains look bigger than they actually are. This may be something to laugh about, but we actually have students going to some of the top schools in the country. Schools like Northeastern, Cornell, and yes, even Harvard, will have the opportunity to be graced by members of the Sandwich High School class of 2017. The academic intelligence of a student is not based on which university they will attend in the fall, but the level of work they have put in throughout their high school years. I have had the privilege of working with some of the most focused and insightful students to have ever walked through Sandwich High School. To be exact, in this graduating class, 90.7% of students are going on to higher education, 3.8% of students have enlisted in the military, and 5.5% of students are going into the workforce. These are the incredible results of the hard work that this class has put into what they are passionate about, whatever it may be. None of what this class has done over the past 4 years could have been possible without the help of my fellow class officers. So at this time, I would like to take a moment to thank Michael Murphy, Megan Lansing, Julia Hansen, Robbie Davison, Julia Wright, Trevor Delfino, and Caleb White for their outstanding contributions to this class as officers. Although I am the one speaking right now, their combined efforts over our high school career has truly made this process easier for our students. I cannot extend my appreciation for these fine people enough. Each of them has embodied Blue Knight pride in his or her own special way, apart from being a class officer. I feel honored to have worked with them in some way, and I know they will continue to be great leaders moving forward. Now I turn to my fellow graduates. Today marks a new chapter in our lives. We see ourselves as we were 4 years ago, excited, anxious, and ready for what is to come in the future. The future has now become more real and transparent than it did at this moment 4 years ago, but I think, but if this ending to this chapter is anything like the last, I think we can attest to the fact that the future is unpredictable, and that is frightening. But for now, let's not think about the future. Let's not worry about the placement exams we have to take, or how you hope you don't fall as you get your diploma. Let's all enjoy this moment and take everything in as it is, right here, right now. Throughout the past 4 years, we have been a class that has grown in many ways, learned together, and made mistakes together. We are a class of 186 people filled with friends, family, athletes, artists, musicians, brainiacs, and most importantly, knights. Today we sit together in a sea of navy blue one last time as a unified class. We may have taken different paths on our way to get here today, but I think we would be surprised in the way we have each impacted one another. So as we walk out of Sandwich High School one last time together, keep in mind to stay humble, don't take anything for granted, and remember that your life is solely based on how you want to live it. Lastly, I would like to thank my track team, my homeroom for waking up with me every morning, my family, and most importantly, my brother Chris. Thank you for standing by my side through thick and thin. I couldn't have asked for a better brother. To the class of 2017, I wish you all an amazing future, and I hope that we each make an impact on the world in our own special way. Thank you and congratulations.
Hello, I'm here with the legend Vice President Caleb White.
And I'm here with the comedian, our PR secretary, Julia Wright.
If you are sitting here today, you can thank our amazing class advisors, Kate Carl, Beth Donahue, and Rebecca Lewis. Without them, we absolutely would not have been able to put on prom, homecoming, senior picnic, senior masquerade, or senior week. They are truly vital to our class's high school experience, and we want to thank them for all the selfless contributions they have made to help better our lives.
As Julia has said, the advisors have done more work than most people could even imagine. Without them, none of the amazing events we have done would even be possible. That is why it is with a great honor, on behalf of the class of 2017, to present a yearbook to each of our 3 amazing advisors. Excuse me. Go. We're good?
Are they signed or something?
You know, I was nervous to give this speech. The people who know me here would say I was really quiet or reserved. But I've spent the past 4 years listening to you guys talking, laughing, annoying each other. And so here's what I've come up with. People can surprise you, even if you're just grazing them on the surface. Because you see, you have your classic high school experiences, like taking an English test when you've never even read the book, praying for a gas leak or ceiling tiles to start falling down, which actually did happen once. And then you have some experiences which could only happen at our school. I walk into homeroom and there's Mr. Russo. He's arguing with the boys over who's the best quarterback in the league. Sorry, Mr. Russo, but I think we've established this year that's definitely Tom Brady. After homeroom, I make my way to first block, and from all the way down the hallway I can hear Caleb laughing. I finally reach calculus, and instead of confusing ourselves with things like integrals and derivatives, my class spends the entire period reviewing all 8 Star Wars movies. It's experiences like these which can surprise you. There's a certain atmosphere here in our class. It's kind of like a mixture of nonsense and sarcasm. I see this constant dialogue with our teachers. We learn from them, but we can also have conversations, joke around, sometimes even eat their food. And as we say our goodbyes today, I'd like to say thank you to all of those teachers, especially the ones who are retiring this year. I know we have a lot of them. So thanks for putting up with us. Now, I know we've spent the past few weeks fooling around in the hallways and sleeping sprawled out on the classroom floor. I know we're ready to leave. But wherever you'll be next year, remember you'll be bringing along with you the backpack of memories you've made here. And like Mrs. Carlisle says, you'll be slamming that backpack down on every new experience you have. Each of us may have a different perspective on the past 4 years. I think I'm a case in point, but we've all survived. What comes next depends on each of us. A fresh start, independence, keeping up with old friends. Whatever future awaits us, I hope we'll be pleasantly surprised by what we find there, just like I am now as I look back on my time here. So thank you, and now let's get out of here.
Yep. Hello everyone, I'm here with the senior class treasurer, Robbie Davison.
And I'm here with Trevor Delfino, and we would like to present the class gift.
Once the officers all sat down together and started talking about what our gift should be, we realized that we could not narrow our options to just one.
For our first gift, we acquired a plaque that will reside in the Sandwich High School lobby. This plaque will contain many blank engraving plates representing the graduating classes of SHS, starting with the class of 2017 and continuing onward. Under each year, eventually will be engraved the class gift for that specific year. Then came the question, what will we put under the class of 2017?
Although we joked that the class of 2017's plate would just read this as the gift, we realized that we, the students, are not the only graduates of the class of 2017, for there is a strong list of legendary staff members who will also be leaving SHS with us.
All these staff members have close ties to the class of 2017. The SHS staff class of 2017 includes Mr. Lou Grimaldi, Miss Ann Cloutier, Miss Marcia Simpson, Miss Tricia Scrimhorn, Miss Deb Melanson, Mr. Gil Noon, Mr. Don Frank, Mr. Mike Lahane, and Dr. Ellen Boris.
Good job, man. With that being said, we have purchased and will plant a dogwood tree on the Sandwich High School grounds. The dogwood is a tree of renewal and beginnings, and thus was the perfect fit to literally and figuratively cement the legacy and memories of these staff members within the soil of SHS. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2017. At this time, I would like to invite the remaining officers up to the podium.
If you have never been seen without a bright, wide smile, you might be Dr. Boris. If you know each student by their name and their interests, you might be Dr. Boris. If your commitment to this school goes beyond job titles and into real, heartfelt dedication, you might be Dr. Boris. If you are the poster face for BKP, you might be Dr. Boris. If you are always caught in a fresh-looking blazer, you might be Dr. Boris. If you inspire all of the students at SHS to be proud of their school, to do better, and to work harder, you might be Dr. Boris. If you are always looking out for the best interests of the students, you might be Dr. Boris. If you've inspired countless freshmen to get involved and to exemplify BKP, helping some of us land up on this podium today, you might be Dr. Boris. If you have superb taste in office furniture, you might be Dr. Boris. If you have made a true impact on this school for the better, you're definitely Dr. Boris.
On behalf of those before us, we'd like to thank Dr. Boris for what she has done for our school, specifically over the 4 years that we've been at SHS. Dr. Boris, you have taught us to tackle any situation with passion and confidence. Your legacy will be what you have accomplished for our school. We wish you nothing but the best in all your future adventures.
Over the last 4 years, I've had the pleasure and fortune to meet our wonderful principal, Dr. Ellen Boris. I've watched her through the years handle a multitude of conflicts with such grace. For the last 4 years, and for the years before, Dr. Boris has changed the lives of thousands of students who have had the pleasure to meet her and to be surrounded by her constantly upbeat and energetic attitude. She has shown me that despite whatever might be going on, always to look forward with a positive attitude and with a smile on your face. Dr. Boris, you've encouraged me to try new things, and you've helped me to grow into a better person. I would like to say thank you and wish you luck in your future endeavors.
Simply put, Dr. Boris has an unprecedented passion for SHS. She constantly has gone above and beyond her responsibilities as principal, and she has gone above and beyond for each and every student who has walked through those doors. The class of 2017 and the class of that have had the honor and opportunity to attend SHS under Dr. Boris's leadership would like it to be known that we acknowledge and appreciate her years of contributions towards Sandwich High School. She has helped so many students embark towards the next chapter of their lives, so we felt it only fitting for us to celebrate hers.
Dr. Boris is one of the most dedicated people I've had the privilege of working with. Over her long tenure as principal of Sandwich High School, she has supported students because she believes in the value of each individual person. She recognizes their differences and makes sure that each one feels comfortable while providing them with the tools they will need following graduation. When I see her in the hallways, she makes it a point to come up, shake my hand, and ask me about the important things going on in my life. No matter what she is enduring, she comes into SHS every day with a positive attitude and the desire to help everyone be his or herself. I am grateful to have had the opportunity to work with her over the past 4 years, and I feel honored that she is departing with my class. I wish her the best in her future endeavors, and I hope that the world treats her the way she deserves.
Dr. Boris, we are honored to present you with this gift. The jade plant is a symbol of renewal, prosperity, good fortune, and friendship. We hope that as you care for this plant in the coming years, let its length and size remind you that you are in the next stage of your life. As you care for it, let it symbolize the legacy you have left at Sandwich High School. And as you care for it, let it symbolize the many lifelong friendships you have made. We speak for each and every student when we say we wish you the absolute best. So thank you.
We're not going to just give Dr. Boris one gift. So I have two things here. In true SHS spirit, we have a paper plate award. For the ultimate BKP award goes to Dr. Boris. And since we're not the only ones graduating, Dr. Boris, we would be honored if you would accept the first diploma today.
I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills where the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? And can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you colder, children get older, and I'm getting older. Been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you colder, children get older, and I'm getting older. Well, I'm getting older too. So take this love and take it down. Yeah, if you climb a mountain and you turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, and I brought you down. If you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, the landslide will bring you down.
Welcome to the members of the school committee, superintendent, town officials, family members, faculty, staff, and most importantly, members of the class of 2017. This is truly an auspicious occasion marked by the beauty and splendor of holding this special event in the Captain Gerald F. DeConto Veterans Memorial Stadium, a facility which recognizes and commemorates the courage and selfless dedication of one of our graduates, while launching the future and defining the promise of you, the amazing members of the class of 2017. Today is your day. Please know how much I admire you, respect all you have accomplished, and who you have become. You are wonderful young men and women ready to step up and take your place in a world which eagerly awaits your presence. I would like to leave you with the challenge to continue your journey of hope in quest of leading lives defined by affirmation and inspired by the courage to make a difference. The formula for achieving such goals may just lie inside your own imaginations. J.K. Rowling wrote a wonderful little book entitled Very Good Lives, and that is exactly what I, your principal, wants for each of you, our wonderful graduates. She writes about creating a balance between the ambitions you have for yourself and what others closest to you expect of you. Today, you are sitting among those closest to you, your friends, your classmates, your teachers, and most importantly, your families. What do they think you will do? What do you think you can do? Just imagine. Rowling references imagination as not only the uniquely human capacity to envision that which is not, and therefore the fount of all invention, but the power that enables us to capitalize on the human capacity whose experiences we have never shared. Rowling is not only celebrating imagination, she is throwing down the gauntlet to you, the graduates. She is imploring you to exercise the temerity needed to challenge the obsolete and to create the future. Find your wings and let your imagination set you free. As you prepare to leave Sandwich High School today and the town of Sandwich, go forth with an attitude of adventure. Don't look for ways to keep your lives the same. Find ways to create experiences yet unknown. As we know from broad-based research, the jobs of the future are not going to those who archive the status quo, but rather to those who push through the ceiling with creative gusto. It's time to replace replication with innovation. If you've seen the movie La La Land, you have seen what imagination can do. Each of the protagonists uses dreaming as a reality check as they work through life's complexities. They, like you, have to find ways to create the bridge between your goals and your dreams. They found ways to transform those dreams into personal and professional fulfillment. You, the graduates, will do that as well. The world needs your keen minds. How do you begin? A good starting place is to trust the power of positivity. The extent to which each of us can send out and generate messages and positive emotions from everyday activities and interactions will determine who among us flourishes and who does not. These positive moments can combat stress and lead to improved physical and mental health. Finding peace in such a digitally dependent world populated by millions of people stressed out to the max may just be a matter of thinking differently. Disruption appears to be the increasingly common condition of our daily lives. Multitasking is resulting in levels of anxiety. Some social scientists fear that the technology has gone beyond what we as humans are capable of handling. The average teenager in the United States receives 3,000 texts per month. Time will tell if the human condition was designed for such rapid, unremitting, and incessant distraction. If our minds are always on the next accomplishment, the next person to see, the next task to accomplish, we sacrifice the present. Remaining present rather than always living in the fast-forward lane will make us more productive and happier, while allowing us to develop perhaps the most essential and elusive ingredient for success, charisma. Defined simply, charisma is that magic ingredient, that allure of creating connections among one another. Charisma requires us to be present in one another's lives. Presence leads to authenticity, which leads to goodness, which you are. Being ambitious and having goals is essential. You, the class of 17, have shown that to be true, as your class president has so eloquently described this morning. Your individual excellence and collective goodness portend wonderful careers and fulfilling relationships. Work towards finding joy in your life's ambitions and build on the foundations of those charismatic connections that have defined your high school years. You are ready to test your wings, to soar, to create, to dream, to innovate, and to enjoy a life yet unimagined. Stay in touch with us. We are excited about your respective journeys and all the innovations that define your unique and powerful generation. We will always care. Today is not the end of an era. It's the beginning of a new chapter. In closing, I reference the words of our veteran senator of Sandwich High School, and our beloved teacher, Dawn Frank. Do the day and do it well. It is my privilege now to state, I certify that each student in the graduating class before us has completed all the requirements necessary to receive a diploma from Sandwich High School and may enjoy the rewards and privileges thereof. I, your principal, proudly and heartfeltly present you the graduating class of 2017.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017. Robert Thomas Abbott Jr. Madeline Elizabeth Aldrich. Cole Starewski Anderson. Kara Albrecht. Joseph Francis Baldwin. Jason Daniel Barrett. Victoria Quinn Barrett. Matthew Robert Batta. Ryan Chadwick Beaton. Noah Thomas Bird. Sydney Ellen Bowden. Cameron Johnston Bonaiuto. Joseph Arthur Boudreau. Ariana Lynn Breen. Hunter Addison Brown. Kara Elizabeth Burke. Nicole Jean Buttrick. Bryce Richard Canning. Ethan Joseph Carrig. Bridget Rose Carl. Benjamin Daniel Carlson. Riley Catherine Casali. Callan Maloney Casey. Parker Joseph Casey. Shane Daniel Casey. Yasmin Miller Shaheen. Heather Ann Cheeseman. Julia Elise Chico. Carolyn Margaret Clabo. Zoe Hannah Clarkin. John Ryan Clunan. Caitlin Michelle Condosta. Ryan Christopher Cooper. Chase Joseph Corcoran. Autumn Laurel Cotter. Sean Michael Catino II. Kelsey Elizabeth Cronin. Marilena Lidice Curry. Alyssa Bell Curtis. Amy Lynn Wen Curtis. Louis Alexander Cusack. Seth Thomas Davenport. Sarah Eileen Dean. Dylan Anthony DeBettencourt. Marcus David DeFelice. Maya Diana DeLuca. Rainan Elise Damasi. Mithran Thomas Denbo. Christopher James Denelsbeck. Robert Monroe Dillon. Aaron Lee Donahue. Elizabeth Laura Doherty. Robert Joseph Dupuy Jr. Charles Arthur Dupuy. Nicole Ashley Durant. William Andre Dykes. Joshua Thomas Carlisle Ecker Jr. Raymond Jason Espinosa. Jessica Lynn Fagnant. Elspeth Lorraine Felt-Hubbard. Corey Robert Fenton. John Joseph Ferguson. Nathaniel Anthony Fistori. Riley Thomas Fleming. Megan Jane Foley. Daniel Joseph Fortier. Harrison Tyler Friedman. Luke Matthew Gagnon. Katrina Marie Garbarczyk. Noah J. Gaudette.
There you go. Nice work, Ivana.
Luke Francis Scavoni. Kaylin Elise Gill. Kathleen Ruth Greenhalgh. Matthew Connor Griffin, Sophia Nicole Guarino, Sydney Marie Halloran, Ian Hamlin, Julia Jean Hansen, Riley Patrick Harkin, Abigail Kelly Hart, Faye Natalie Hardy,
Congratulations, everything.
Haley Hope Henderson, James Madden Hines, Noah James Holland, Olivia Lorraine Horman,
Lola Ann Horton. Catherine Emily Hughes. Cora Michelle Jenkins. Madison Buchanan Kadra. Nicholas Matthew Kais. Marissa Elizabeth Keene. Courtney Ann Keary. Claire Mary Kozub. Courtney Elizabeth Ladner. Corey Richard Lamb. Skylar Rose Lamontagne Heston. Jeffrey Allen Lanoy.
Megan Kathleen Lansing. Jordan Christian Layton. Allison Marie Lurch. Ready, Tom? Thomas James Levy. Josepha Mary Linnell. Congratulations. Alexandra Elizabeth Lopes. Elizabeth Ann Lorino. Matthew George Maciel. Joshua Faye McLeod. Charles Muhammad Ali Mahfouz Philo. Thomas Henry Mahoney Jr. Congratulations. Ethan Bliss Mather. Caroline Dunham Mall. Kelly Marissa Maxwell. Eric John McCauley Jr. Kellen George McDermott. Gregory Patrick McGaffigan. Believe it? It's true. Justin Richard McMahon. Teresa Elise McMahon. Tori Elizabeth McMahon. I love how your glasses match the Sydney Aaron McPherson. Yassar Mian. Brian William Moniz. Samson Timothy Maroney. Joseph William Murphy. Michael
Patrick Murphy. Benjamin William Nobili. Matthew Francis Noonan. Olivia Reed Nordman. Charles Griffin O'Brien. James Michael O'Gara. Kylie Grace O'Gara. Nicholas Anthony Pannoni III. Rachel Olivia Paxson. Holly Pamela Pearson. Garrett Joseph Peltier. Sydney Nicole Piggott. Alexander John Pimentel. Carly Rose Powell. Samantha Catherine Powers. Jacqueline Grace Permort Leboux. Erica Shannon Quinn. Mary Catherine Rand. Matthew Robert Riley. Austin Robert Rendon. Mark Allen Ritchie. Griffin Richard Ridosh. Alexander Bissy Rodriguez. Gabriel D'Artagnan Rodriguez. Alyssa Jean Ryan. Kyle Jeffrey Sabetta. Jordan Andrew Sheminar. Olivia Helena Schreibeis. Madison Erica Jane Shippey. Travis Arthur Shores. Elena Ashley Smith. Samantha Ann Suki. Joshua James Sousa. Matthew Gordon Sousa. Mitchell Ronald Sousa. Caitlin Lee Spinella. James David Stack. Kay Beatrice Stanton. Haley Patricia Stathopoulos. Haley Patricia Steele. Matthew Francis Sturgis. Kenneth Matthew Sullivan. Sarah Ann Sutton. Vincent Gregorio Tangilid. Brian Joseph Fairwechter. Brian Robert Tierney. Cole Robert Tobin. Kaylee Elise Tolman. Jacqueline Ann Tully. Christopher Martin Zimarangas. Tegan Haley Walbridge.
Congratulations.
Anthony Malachi Walsh. Samuel Follett Whittle. Zachary James Zola.
All set?
Julia Hersey Wright. Trevor Robert Delfino. Robert John Davison. Caleb Robert White. George John Zimarangis. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sandwich High School class of 2017.